Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tool Show. I'm coming to you live from Kelly's Island in Lake Erie. Probably not my smartest idea, although maybe not my dumbest. It's somewhere in the middle. The problem is that the wind. The wind. I can only imagine. I can't imagine. I don't know if the wind is bad or good for you. I'm suspecting bad. And if it is, oh my lord, there he comes. The one and only. The great, the supreme, Mr. Greg Haberman. I think he's coming. I mean, I see a picture of him. That handsome chap. Oh, wait. Okay, now it's gray. He'll tell me if there's a wind issue. I don't know if there is. Oh my God, there's going to be a phone issue because I just pulled it off of the table. That's good. Oh, so happy almost 4th of July. It is 4th of July Eve, the 3rd, July 3rd here in, well, I think most places on planet Earth. I don't, not most people, not, I would say the majority of planet Earth could care less about the 4th of July. But here in America, it's a great holiday to. We've got
Hello?
yo, what's up, man?
Hey.
You are a shiny slate of gray.
Says the camera's on.
Okay, well, it's kind of like post-cubist. It's like it's just a gray square, but that's okay. I like I like it. Is that on your computer?
Yeah, I'm showing a nice gray square too.
Yeah, well, that's all right. That's
Like
nice.
the,
I mean, that's one of their fancy cameras. It's like it's an artistic camera.
yeah, like the death grips of Google Hangouts on air.
I know. Are you at home or are you at work?
No, I'm at your desk.
Oh.
Your computer, by the way, does not like it when you start unplugging monitors, dude.
No. It's very sensitive. It's getting a little ornery in its older age, but yeah, I probably should stop unplugging monitors.
Maybe shutting down first. I don't know what you could do.
I don't know. I mean, technically, you should be able to unplug a monitor safely from a computer, I think. But what do I know? So, at any rate, welcome to the Tools Show. If you are new here, this is a half hour of thrilling web marketing information, news, and advice. And if you have any questions, you can leave the questions in the comment box on sagerock.com/live. Hey, how is the wind in my microphone? Do I sound like really windy?
Yeah, you sound pretty much like you're in a hurricane.
Oh, that's nice. That's good. So you're gray and I am all windy.
Yeah, you also look like maybe you're on an Atari 2600 screen.
Yes, well, it's the artistic part of the show. I mean, I'm supposedly on LTE, like the Verizon LTE. But can you see the harbor? Can you
I
see
can
the
I can see a
see
trash can and a parking lot.
That's good. Hold on, it's really windy here, super windy. I think it's gonna be a hat-free show today, because otherwise I'm going to be chasing my hat around the parking lot, and nobody's got time for that. So at any rate, my man, how was your week?
Is that supposed to be water behind you?
Well, yeah, that's water. Let's see.
Oh,
Hold on. My phone keeps falling off of the table. Wait. Yeah, can't you see it?
it's
Doesn't it look like water?
sure, yeah, that looks like water.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, there's not a lot of boats out right today. It's like a kind of it's kind of almost chilly. It's like 70 degrees. Is
It's
that?
perfect.
It is actually awesome. It's going to be a great campfire day. So that's kind of good. But yeah, man. So how's the world of web marketing on your end these days?
That's just glorious.
Glorious. Anything exciting happening? Anything exciting happening in the news of web marketing?
Mm, Google's No, no.
No, nothing. Nothing.
Well, I mean, there's Google. They're doing that forget me not thing over in Europe.
Oh, over in Europe. What is that? Is that like a page or something you can sign up for, and then they'll just remove everything they know about you? Is that what that is?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Oh. Do you think would you like that in the United States? Would you go for that? Or do you care? Do you care not?
You know what? Some people, I'd be all right with having it. Just, I don't think I would use it, but some people would. I know specifically that there are people who are just like, I don't want anybody to know anything about me if they type my name into Google.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I find that it's people that maybe are not as sophisticated
yeah,
tend to be that way.
People that usually don't even have anything to hide, you know.
Yeah, I know, and they're the ones that are most afraid.
Right?
The people that are the most conservative and the most, for lack of a better word, boring, tend to be the people that I find are the most afraid of sharing things online, which I find strange. I mean, the people that are crazy, the people that like have really outlandish religious and political views, they don't give a crap. They just they're all about it.
Are you using a laptop or something?
Yeah, why?
Well, all you can see is your forehead, which is lovely.
Do you like it?
There you
Here,
go.
I can back up. I can back up.
There's your
There.
smiley face.
Yeah, that's right. How about that? There, I can put my. There you go. So now you can see a picnic table. It would be nice if there was like a boat out there, but there's really not. I mean, there's a little boat, but not much of a boat. So, yeah, whatever. So yeah, so that's going on over in Europe. No new tools rolled out. No Google Panda updates or Penguin updates for the week or anything like that. Nobody got banned. Major site got banned from Google this week that you know of.
I mean, nothing that I've been kind of had my head in the sand this week, but
Yeah, right on, right on.
nothing big came across my news radar.
Yeah. Well, so I don't, I should tell you what I was thinking the show should be about, but then I thought, well, where's the fun in that? I mean, like planning ahead. So
One thing happened.
What?
You remember Clout?
Oh yeah. I do remember Cloud.
They
What's up with
emailed
that?
me.
Oh, they did. Did your Cloud score go up or down?
I don't know, but they emailed me to let me know that the best way to make an impact online is to share great content.
Oh, no kidding.
That was news to me.
Do you feel that's news for a lot of people? Like, they're like, oh, really? So if I mean, is that like kind of newsworthy, would you say?
No. I don't know. You don't think people know that?
Well, I don't know. Like, I mean, I feel like people.
Okay, anybody that had signed up for Clout would already know that.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, right. If you have a Clout, and then so it stands to reason why can't Clout come up with good content? I mean, if that's their content, that hey, you want to increase your Clout store, come up with compelling content. I mean, it's kind of like just hopeless, isn't it? Like, doesn't that just kind of make you think like there is no compelling content out there, or I mean, or what, or do they not care? Do they have nobody that can offer compelling content?
Over at Clout?
Yeah.
I think it was just an email that was like a desperate cry for
I would say that's true, man.
You're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot you were a thing. And maybe they'd log in again.
Don't forget about your Cloud score, somebody, for God's sake.
What's yours this week, Sage?
My Cloud score?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I have no idea. when I released that book, my clout score went up for a while, and then it kind of went back down. So,
Ah,
you know, so I had compelling content, but then, I ran out of compelling content, and then my clout score went down.
yeah.
I went back to being me
Maybe you
again.
got an email from him too. Who knows?
You know what? That is a big possibility. Maybe I should read that and come up with an idea for compelling content. So for the record, you should have compelling content. So at any rate, I was thinking about this, like as I was sitting on in the island, and may I say that island life is a very chill type of existence. I think it would do better with. Oh, but here comes a chocolate lab. Oh my God, he's so cute. I think like island life is better with some sort of like drug, like alcohol or marijuana or something, because otherwise you're just like, oh, I should do this, I should do that. And, there's really nothing to do on an island. But at any rate, I was thinking about like why it is that sometimes marketing doesn't work, because we all know that there are times where campaigns fail and things don't work out, and usually they blame the marketer, like they're like, hey, marketer, you're
Hmm.
fired because, that we didn't sell a billion widgets this week, and I would say that it could be like, I guess you can have a bad campaign, right? Like, I would say that there are big brands that have, have tried to do campaigns that just just totally tanked.
Sure, sure.
But I kind of don't think that's always the reason why. Like, I don't think it's always the marketer's fault, And of course, you have to understand that I'm a marketer, so of course I think that. But I do think that there are a couple reasons, like, you know, why your marketing um, fails. And a lot of times, this is the case for a small business, because usually small businesses aren't doing catchy campaigns like, like Yo Quiero Taco Bell, or Got Milk. They're not doing campaigns. They're just simply like putting their name in places, like on Google or on the newspaper, or Yellow Pages, or in Facebook. They're never doing anything really compelling and creative. Small businesses rarely do that, and I don't know why that is. That's a whole other story. But my thought is that there are three reasons I believe that campaign marketing typically fails. Are you ready for them? Are you ready for this thrilling
I am.
three-part series? Okay, great. Okay. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about today, by the way?
No.
Okay, good.
I mean,
Good.
not specifically, no.
All right, good. Well, so at any rate, I think the first thing that I find, when camp marketing fails is the delivery method on the back end. So, like, a lot of times that's the sales channel. So, you'll send leads into a company, and one thing I hear over and over again is, oh, well, those leads were no good. Those leads were no good. And I've heard that since the beginning of my career, and I do think that that's possible, that leads could be low quality, but more often than not, I think a lot of times the leads are just earlier in the buying cycle. So they're not the hot leads that a salesperson normally gets, because a salesperson, before they do marketing, normally gets a lead by word of mouth, and word of mouth always converts at a super high rate. You get a lead, and they're like, hey, Bob said you guys are great, and I was in the market for that, so I'd like to go with you guys, and you're like, look at that. I'd say 80% of the time when somebody calls me, I convert it into a sale. And so when you start marketing, you get leads that don't know you and don't um, and maybe are interested in your services but aren't ready to buy, and then consequently, oh, look at that, your drawing. Oh, that's cool. I missed it though. But so I think that a lot of times your sales team needs to kind of be educated in how to work these new kinds of leads that come in. And you can't always just rely on your sales team to say, well, it's because the quality of the leads are bad. But they're different, without a doubt. They're 100% different. And so I think you have to be ready for that kind of difference. So I don't know. Do you agree with that?
How would you deal with that differently?
Yeah, well, so my belief is that those people need to go back into marketing, and those early sales cycle leads, that you need to have marketing for them specifically. People that have already reached out to you but are not ready to buy. And I typically don't see that. I usually see them just added to a contact manager and forgotten. and at best, they're added to an email newsletter list that's just kind of general, like, hey, we're having a picnic on the 4th of July, and you're not invited. Oh, I did see. The only promotional email I read this week was from a company that said they were announcing their 4th of July hours.
Wow, that's special.
And I'm like, really? That's interesting. Like, that, and I like that was the only one that caught my eye. And of course, their 4th of July hours are, like they're closed. So, I'm like, really? So the one promotional email that caught my attention this week was a person that was closed. So, I don't know. Do you have any recommendation of what you should do with those kinds of leads?
Well, I mean, I think you're right that they shouldn't just be forgotten, but I'm curious, like, I think you have to understand where they are in the buying cycle. If you're going to continue to market to them, you need to market to them with things that are, relevant to their needs, right? I mean, you need to walk them further down the funnel.
Yeah, right. That's it. And I think that, like, a lot of the times, if you have a good contact manager, you can understand that. Like, you can understand their industry, and sometimes you'll hear people have a survey, and they're like, will you be ready to buy in a month, in 3 months, in 6 months? And I think that's sort of helpful, but a lot of times you don't know the answer to that. So.
But there are small things that you can do in your marketing to kind of stay top of mind and to have them dig around more, so I mean, there are small wins. Like, if you can get them onto an email newsletter, that can be a win. And if you could get them to like your Facebook page or comment on your blog or follow you over on Twitter, then that's ways that they show that they might not be ready to buy from you right then, but if you're producing content that they think is helpful or useful or interesting, then you're going to be that provider for them.
Yeah, that's it. And I think that's it. It kind of comes back to that clout idea of offering quality content, and I think people that have at least some interest will keep you in mind for that, just as because they have some sort of interest in you, but they're just not ready to buy. And and I've seen people be on our newsletter for well over a year before they ever contact us for services, and I think it's just simply because they weren't ready to do that until to take that step. So, yeah. So there you go. There's reason number 1. I think marketing fails. Is that pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Reason number 2, I think marketing fails, is holy crap. I had all of these. I had them all in my head. Do you have a reason why you think marketing fails, Greg?
Uh, if you don't do it.
You don't do it. I think that's true. I think, oh, that's it. No, that leads me. That's it. So I think not only if you don't do it, but kind of do it half-assed. Like I feel that some people they maybe like start it and then they give up too early. They're like, okay, I started a blog. I blogged like 10 times, like you told me to, and part of my 3-month contract, and that totally sucked. And I hate you, and I would rather get my money back. But you're probably not going to give me that, and so we are done. You know, and really, you hadn't even started. And so I feel that a lot of times, and especially small businesses, they're impulsive and they expect things to happen instantly. Um, like, you put an ad in the newspaper and you expect people to just start calling you. And it's just not going to happen. It just won't happen like that.
So
And
you shouldn't advertise at all?
just give up now. I would say that if you are not in it for the long haul, for being committed to marketing, that you're a marketing-based company, I would say, yeah, maybe not do it. Because if you're just going to dabble and see if you can gain something instantly, I think you're going to find failure, and it's going to be kind of a scarring failure because you'll say years later, well, we tried that, but it didn't work, and and so marketing is going to be something that you um, just think doesn't work. And with that, like a sub point of that is that you can run out of money. So you can have a good campaign, but you don't have enough money to fund it. And so like before the momentum picks up, you've lost all your money and the whole thing just dies. So, I think that a kind of a premature ending, either because you have to end or because you lost faith or lost interest, is another very common reason why marketing fails. Would you say that's one of the top ones too? Would you kind of agree with that?
What was that last?
Would you kind of agree with that? Would you say that's that you see that happen often?
Oh yeah, yeah, all the time.
Yeah, right on, right on.
Being small
Um,
is hard. That's probably the hardest thing.
what's that?
I said being small, being a startup or a very small business, that's the hardest thing, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Because most companies just want to do what they want to do, right? Like so if you're into selling widgets, that's all you want to do is sell widgets, you know.
Right,
But there's a whole process involved in doing that, and that's what most people don't know, you know. They don't know how to do that, right?
right, right. They don't want to be writers or advertisers or learn Google AdWords. They just want to sell widgets.
Right.
And it doesn't work that way. And then, did you ever read that book, The E-Myth? It doesn't stand for the electronic myth. It stands for the entrepreneur myth. It's
No.
the E-Myth Revisited. It's a great one for entrepreneurs. And the myth is that somebody tells you you're a great uh, um, baker. You bake amazing cakes, and you should open your own bakery. And if and that's the biggest myth, that you're going to just be baking cakes the rest of your life. You're only going to be baking cakes the rest of your life if your business is hanging on by a thread eternally. Um, if your business catches on, you're never going to bake another cake as long as you live. you're going you're going to be doing the books. You're going to be working with suppliers. You're going to be hiring. You're going to be firing. You're going to maybe be teaching people how to bake a cake once or twice. But you're not going to be baking cakes because you can't. The other stuff is the critical part of keeping the business alive. Ironically, the cakes become a minor player in the overall cake business.
Yeah.
And I think that is shocking to many businesses that they don't actually even want to do that other stuff. They just wanted to bake cakes. And if you just want to bake cakes, you should just go work at the grocery store and bake cakes. So there you go. That's that one. I have one more, and I even remembered what it was. But do you have anything to add on that last one?
No, man, I like that one.
All right, sweet. Okay, I think the last one is your product sucks.
I'm a little worried that someone to the right of you is about to stab you with a fork.
Does she hate me?
I don't know. I can't tell. Oh, she's just eating. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, I heard.
All I saw was a fork waving around, and I was like,
Yeah.
I think he's going to die.
She got the grilled chicken salad with no onions and croutons and the ranch on the side. It looks good. Yeah.
Now she's looking at you.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember people's names, but I can remember stupid junk like the exact order they had. I don't understand that. I don't understand. And I think so. The third thing, your product just stinks, is maybe the hardest one because you love your product and your friends can't bear to tell you that your product is terrible. And so you just go on, and you think it's because you haven't found the right market, or you think it's because your marketing is no good, or you just haven't tweaked it quite right, and you will spend the rest of your life in purgatory because your product, if it doesn't totally suck, it mostly sucks, and that's the worst. If it just mostly sucks, then you get enough business to slide by, but not enough to grow because most people don't really want your product. They don't really need it. They want other things, and your product. And then what's even worse is like you can do market research and people will say, oh yeah, I want that. That seems like a great idea. And so you're like, well, all the market research indicates that this is awesome. And in reality, it totally sucks. And they don't buy it. Even though they said they'd buy it, they like totally, they're intellectually they'd buy it, but emotionally they don't buy it. And
Right.
so you're just effed.
Yeah.
And I see that a lot too. And I don't know how you come to terms with that. Like, how do you find out if your product stinks? Like, is it just because it's not selling well enough? Would you say?
That might be an indicator. I mean, but that can be an indicator of a lot of different things. So.
Yeah.
I mean, if your product really does suck, you're either going to just come to terms with that, or you're probably going to be in denial for as you go out of business.
Yeah. And with any kind of luck, you go out of business. Like, it just. I mean, but I suppose like your product could be okay, but it's not achieving your goals, and so in which case, then maybe your product doesn't totally suck, but it's not good enough to be what you want it to be, and so therefore you gotta like get another product,
Yeah.
So there you go, man. The 3 reasons I think your marketing sometimes fails, and then of course your marketing can suck too, and then
That could also be the case.
yes. But it's not always the case. I mean, just because the campaign didn't work isn't just because the marketing sucked itself. I mean, obviously that could be the case, but it's not always the case. So there you go, man.
Right on.
All right, buddy. I got to get back to my island relaxation.
Mm-hmm.
It's very stressful for me. I mean, I've had to think of things and keep things in my mind, and I don't know. I'm not up for it. Not up for it.
Okay.
Are you taking the day off tomorrow, man?
Yeah, it's July 4th.
Oh yeah, that's good. Are you gonna grill out? You gonna smoke any meat?
I'm gonna murder my neighbor and cannibalize them.
Perfect. And smoke them?
Yeah, I heard there's 22,000 calories in a human. So that should keep me going for a while.
At least 10 days.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
There's only 20,000 calories in a human?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's not worth it.
You don't think?
I mean, 10 days of meat? I suppose if you supplement it with some potatoes and vegetables, then you could get maybe a month out of them. But
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, I can't not go to the grocery store altogether.
All right, buddy, I gotta roll.
All right.
You have a great 4th of July, and I'll see you next week.
All right, you too. Bye, everybody.
See ya. I can't find my cursor. Oh, there it is.